Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
Steve Bartle, KSL Sports. Coach, it's a new era at Utah. How do you want to define Utah football moving forward?
Well, Utah football has had a brand that's very recognizable. It's a physical brand, and it's very family-oriented. I don't know that I want to necessarily change that recipe for success. It's maybe just the way the meal's prepared a little bit different, the way we lift and condition. If you ask anyone in our building, what's your culture, they will tell you RSNB, relentless, smart, nasty ball hawks, and that's just a way of playing and a way of living that I hope defines what we do on the football field.
Sammy Mora, YouthZone.com on 3. Coach, you guys are replacing your entire offensive line from last year. How would you assess the progress of the guys that are expected to start this fall?
Still some competition there. You're talking about replacing the offensive line. I'm excited for this group. Excited first and foremost because they've got an unbelievable teacher in Jordan Gross, a guy that's done it at the highest level, but it's an amazing teacher. And the development of those guys has been awesome. I think you saw that firsthand in the bowl game against Nebraska. The majority of those guys were not starters at the beginning of the season. Those are the guys that you're going to see come the season. Their development both in the weight room and on the football field has been awesome. And I love the story of those guys that have been waiting their turn, have been grinding and getting the work in, and finally have that opportunity, and now it's time. So that's a group that I'm very excited about.
Whoever goes center or left to the back.
Coach Leo Rivera with Buff Stampede. Now being introduced to the coaches in this conference, how have you been able to connect with those guys, and do you have any conversations with them?
Great coaches in this conference, some that I've competed against, some that I recruited. I was a graduate assistant for 2 years at the University of Utah, and they gave me the area of Colorado to recruit. And I remember seeing this quarterback that I absolutely loved. He was long levered, and I couldn't go see him because, at the time, graduate assistant can't go out on the road recruiting. So I had him come to us. And he, on his own dime, flew out, showed up on campus in a shirt and tie, suit and tie, and left without an offer. But you know who offered him? Kansas State. It was Colin Klein. Isn't that crazy? So, and I've got relations with Kenny Dillingham, Kalani Sitake, these guys that I've met. So much respect for the coaches in this league. Really good coaches, good men, and it is a competitive league.
Okay, we'll go center left.
Carly Ludlow from the Daily Universe at BYU. Last year at the rivalry game against BYU, there were lots of threats of violence towards Utah fans. What are you hoping to change with the culture of this rivalry as you take over?
Well, I think the Utah-BYU rivalry is one of the best in the country, honestly. And I have so much respect for Kalani and his staff, a lot of the staff I've worked with. But it's definitely a mutual respect. And that's, you're always going to have the extremes. And that's the unfortunate part is you're going to have those extremes where people are doing stuff that you're not proud about. So I just think the way Kalani and I model, our relationship with one another and the respect we have for each other and our programs should lead the way, hopefully leads the way.
Center right, second row.
Coach Dan Tortora, Wake Up Call, DT.com. When you look at rising from within, not every coach gets to do that, to be with a program that they've obviously loved and supported for such a long time. What does that journey, your personal journey, mean to you, and just what Utah means over the years to now be sitting in that head coach chair?
Oh, it's surreal to be here. my dad played at the University of Utah. My entire family went there. And did I dream of becoming head coach? Not till later in my life, but it is a responsibility I don't take lightly. I've had opportunities to do everything within the program except coach offense. I've been worked in the weight room. I worked as the NFL liaison, the academic coordinator. You name it, I've done it. And I think it's uniquely prepared me for this opportunity. And like I said, I started coaching in 2006. And since that time, there's only been 7 teams in college football and FBS football that have had 3 or less coaching changes, head coaching changes. And of those teams, it's a 64% winning percentage. The teams that have had 3 or above 3, it's a 54% winning percentage. So there's something to be said about continuity and believing in a staff and creating a culture that's sustainable. So grateful to our president, Randall and Mark Harlan, for having the faith in me to continue that legacy.
Center left, second row.
Good afternoon, Coach. Candace Lamb with D210 Sports. You mentioned the motto of the program being relentless, smart, nasty ball hawks. How do you plan on placing your stamp on this program to keep that toughness alive?
Well, that is our culture. Culture is what you believe. It's how you behave based on that belief. And it's the experience that's delivered by that behavior. So, it's what we practice every day. It's not just words on walls. It's not just some great creative acronym. It's a way of life, and you have to practice it every day. When you see the behavior that you're asking for from your players and your staff, you promote it. Promote the heck out of it. Yeah, love it. You promote it, right? And then you don't permit anything that's counter to that culture. I don't care if you're a first-year freshman walk-on to a fifth-year senior that's going to be a draft pick. Everyone has to be held to the same standard. And our guys have bought into the culture. I'm very excited for it to show up on the football field.
Center left, fourth row.
Josh Furlan, Sports.
Speak up, Josh. Good night, dude.
Seriously. All right, Devin Dampier stepped up well in his power forward first year. What have you seen from him this year that gives you confidence that he can take a next step forward?
Well, Devin played a lot of last year, not 100%, sports hernia, but that just goes to show how competitive he is and how tough he is. I'm excited to see him play at full strength again. And also has got tremendous development from Ryan Gunderson, our quarterback coach, as well as Kevin McGibbon. When your best players are your best leaders and your hardest workers, you've got something going for you. And he is one of the best. This guy works his tail off. He understands that he's got deficiencies that he's trying to improve, and he works tirelessly to improve them. So cannot wait for the season that he's about to have.
If any of you have a question for Coach, please raise your hand and we'll get to you. We'll go to center right, third row.
Hey, Coach. James Stackman again to White Right Son. How excited are you about welcoming the Arkansas Razorbacks to Rice-Eckley Stadium, second game of the year? And what kind of a challenge is it going to be to face a coach like Ryan Searlefield, who he's only going to be in his second game at Arkansas? So what kind of a challenge do you have, like preparing for a coach who's working with completely new personnel and putting in a new system in only the second game of the year?
Well, much like Florida, anytime you can get an SEC program to come to Rice-Eckley Stadium, to come to the University of Utah, you're pretty fired up about it. It's obviously a storied program, and we can't wait to welcome them to Salt Lake City. Our stadium, our atmosphere is absolutely incredible, and we know that they're going to have a ton of athletes. And, when you're preparing for a new offense, you're preparing for new personnel, that's no different than every other year. You're going to do the best you can with the film you have, and ultimately, we're just excited to snap the football.
Yeah, Morgan, Barry Trammell from the Tulsa World. I was told today that you actually, when you got out of school, you started your career in radio, spent a year, and then went into coaching. Just perspective, did you make the right career decision?
Well, I've got a video, I can tell. Loved my time at 1280 The Zone, Lemma Harrington. It was the Red and Blue show. I missed being in football. I missed teaching and the camaraderie, the connection that you have to players. But yeah, that was a fun time. And I sure made a fool out of myself on the radio. So I decided to get into football.
You know what they say, 4 wheels move the body, but 2 wheels move the soul.
Poetry, mate.
But don't think my motorcycle or my soul will be moving anytime soon. Got a flat tire.
Ah, that's all right. You ride with Geico Motorcycle Insurance and got their 24/7 emergency roadside service. They'll get you back on the road.
Ah, beautiful saying. You come up with that?
It's not a saying. It's a Geico motorcycle policy.
Tomato, tomato.
It feels good to ride with help. It feels good to Geico. Emergency roadside service is optional coverage.
We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.